Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Wayne's World of Science and Technology. Today, we're going to talk about Canada. There's some really interesting things happening here. And when I say interesting, they're also unusual. Outsiders really don't get Canada because, well, how should I put it? Outsiders rarely get other nations. It's really difficult to understand a nation that you are not intimately acquainted with. So, I don't expect people to understand Canada. Let me give you a bit of a rundown on what's going on and why it's important and the situation total. Canada is one of the most culturally diverse countries in the world. It's also one of the most divided. When I say divided, we have people here from practically every country that exists as immigrants. We have lots of them. The vast majority of the population has an immigrant grandparent or great-grandparent, if they don't have an immigrant parent or aren't immigrants themselves. This means that Canadian culture is very odd to a lot of outsiders. We tend to be a lot more accepting of odder, how should I put it? No, I should say more unusual cultural groups. Mostly because we see them all the time. I mean, this is a country where one particular religious group thinks that the best way to protest is to take off their clothes and walk around naked. It's Canada. That's normal here. And in case you think I'm lying to you, look up the Doukhobors, spelled Doukhoburs, I believe. They are one of our ethnic groups. They moved here from Russia. Now, this division means that Canadians almost never agree on anything. When I say on anything, you say the sky is blue, you're going to get somebody saying it's actually got a greenish tinge, and somebody else saying it's got yellow. It's really... You've got so many different outlooks on things. It makes Canada especially complex, especially to govern. Governments in Canada always have problems. One of the problems is that, unlike in a lot of countries, we don't have as many divisions in one way and we have more in another. The United States has 50 states plus a bunch of territories on an area smaller than we are. I think it's about 2/3 the size of Canada. Canada has 13 provinces and territories in the same area. Our provinces and territories are a lot bigger than most countries. When I say a lot bigger than most countries, we have 4 provinces that are larger than every country in the EU and Ukraine. Those are subordinate structures, those provinces and territories. But because of their size and the population levels, they each have a considerable amount of power. The next factor is the First Nations. Technically, the First Nations still own Canada. You may think I'm bullshitting you on this, but if you read the treaties, the language of the treaties basically indicates that we are renting. Sorry, Mr. Idiot's barking. Because we're renting, this means that the First Nations here have a lot more power than they do in most other countries. And we have 630 of them. And they have all different cultures. Now, I mean, there's a lot of similarities between the cultures of the different nations, but they are all different. And while they don't have the heft that the provinces do, their legal status through treaty gives them a lot more power in a lot of ways. So you step into this mess and you try and govern it. What the heck happens? Well, usually it ends up being a bit of a catfight. You've got the Liberals on one side, the Conservatives on the other, the NDP in the third place, the Greens in another, and the Bloc, well, they're off somewhere in space, being crazy. But because of this division, it's actually taught us a lot about how to handle communications with different groups, which is useful. So now we come to the situation today. We have an unprecedented situation in Canada. All 13 provincial and territorial premiers agree with the Prime Minister. To the best of my knowledge, that has never happened in our history. Add on to that, it appears almost all of the 630 First Nations also agree with the Prime Minister. That puts the Prime Minister in an incredibly powerful position to deal with outsiders. And the next question is, how did this happen? And how it happened was that Mark Carney has a specific background. His background is in banking, yes, but it isn't just in money, it's also in dealing with other banks. Cooperative work. Mark Carney came into office and went all on cooperative with the provinces, the territories, and the First Nations. This got them on side in a way that I have never seen before. Take a lot of our infrastructure projects, which the First Nations have at various times held up because of environmental concerns. And also because sometimes idiots went and put them through sacred areas, but that's another point altogether. The First Nations are being directly involved in this. They are going to have a direct say. They are going to be profiting from this. This changes the situation. While yes, they are still going to have their environmental concerns and they don't want sacred land to be trampled upon, they are going to be cooperative in finding ways around their issues. Folks, this is such a game changer. As I said, I've never seen anything like this in my entire life. The country is so united, it almost seems alien. Which is bloody weird for a lot of outsiders, I know, but this is Canada. We are different. Anyways, that's it for now, folks. Like, share, subscribe, and all that guffy guy thing of this, and have a good day.